Hi, my name is Laura. I am a yoga teacher and curator in Cambridge, Massachusetts. More or less 2 years working with Kris has been kind of an incredible experience for me. I think the biggest change, if I had to identify just one, was being able more to be in touch with my body and how it's feeling, and knowing how to deploy the power of noticing, and working with the Ayurvedic framework and different gunas and qualities, just having a much sharper window into just what's going on with me. And on top of that, being able to really pick up tools along the way that then once I can notice something, I have the power and the ability to deploy these tools that are all within my knowledge now, that I can use whenever I feel like I'm feeling too up or too down or too sideways. I can now notice, use a tool, and change how I'm feeling. And we've done a variety of work together, ranging from body work, structural body work, to Ayurvedic mythologies and techniques. And I've even joined her Clear Mind, Strong Bodies program last year, which was an incredible experience. And we also worked together doing one-on-one private yoga instruction and also pranayama instruction as well. I mean, when I first started seeing Kris, I really could barely turn my head left to right, and I had a newborn baby too, so I was doing a lot of carrying, and I was feeling all out of whack. And I think I had found her because I just knew I needed help and I didn't know who to turn to. And I had, through my yoga background, was aware of Ayurveda and its benefits, and wanted to find someone who I could work with who could kind of teach me some of these tools myself. So when I first started seeing her, I was not feeling great physically. And slowly we started to kind of bring some attention to what was happening here around my neck and my shoulders, and especially, I had really tight hips that we started working on. And then we started incorporating a lot of other Ayurvedic techniques like Shirodhara and Abhyanga, which started working with how my body was feeling and started kind of leveling out my kind of underlying anxiety and nervous system, that was able to then, once my body felt different, I started feeling different and more integrated as a result. And I think that really speaks to Kris's ability as a teacher. She's truly a teacher's teacher, a master teacher. She's someone who will show you something rather than telling you something. And the difference that has made in my transformation is that I feel that these are now tools and techniques that are not scary or too complicated, that these are things that I can pick up, I can learn, and I can use. That there's no sense of it's too much. She's always been incredibly confident and even and generous with her incredible amount of knowledge. So when I show up and I'm confused or have a zillion questions, there's this kind of quiet confidence that just underlies a lot of what Kris has been able to teach me, that says, this is for you too. You can do this. And that's been really the backbone of my transformation journey with Rasayana. And I think, true to what Kris teaches, that this is all part of the same puzzle. No one of these things exists independent of the other. And it's not just one thing or the other thing, but the improvement in my physical health has meant that there's been an improvement in my emotional and mental health as well. I'm just all around less reactive to things. I'm able to pause. I'm able to use the skill of simply noticing, that is able to then kind of make reality slow down at me a little bit. So instead of things coming into me left and right, I'm able to pause, reflect, and take a moment to choose what makes sense for me, what my priorities are, and what my responsibilities are, and weigh a different options. I didn't have that space before. I just didn't have that space before. And now that I can slow things down that comes from working with these more restful, soothing Ayurvedic techniques. I'm able to just have a little bit more freedom of mind, which is what elevates my own mental health for me. So I think for myself, personally, I have become a better parent because I'm less reactive. I feel just more confident in my choices also now. So instead of feeling like I don't know what I'm doing, I can think, I'm new at this, and that's okay. I'm actually doing a pretty good job. And I think that just makes me feel less stressed out at home. And in terms of my relationship with my partner, I'm able to be much more sensitive and available to what comes up, whatever between us, as if we're, I think just before I was feeling a little bit more like I have nothing left in my reserve, and working with Kris and things like Abhyanga has made me be able to fill up my bucket a little bit more, so then I'm more able to really give to others, not because I have to or because that's a responsibility, but because it just flows. It just is more part of this connected feeling that I have that I see in others and can extend to others as well. I really don't know what my life would look like if I hadn't been able to find Kris and work with Kris. And I am, from the bottom of my heart, so grateful, and the amount of love that she's opened me up to be able to receive, because I have it for myself now. And that's in large part to the strength of her as a teacher and the strength of Ayurveda as a whole.